There's something to Google, and that is PG. Hey, like the Joker says in the Lego Batman movie, it's worth the Google.
Is that what I always thought it was just a Lin-ism. Is that what you've been quoting this whole time?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, motherfucker, I thought you were original.
Welcome to the Nerdentials podcast, starring your hosts, Joe Tweedy, Matthew Johnson, Nick Thomas, and Lynn Dudgeon.
That's Zach Galifianakis right there.
Damn it, Lynn. I was giving you more props than you were worth.
Best friends that anybody can have. 3 best friends that anybody can have.
Damn.
And that night, our wolf pack grew by 1.
Yes. Anyway.
Did you hear that, Matt? That was the sound of glass shattering.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. Just to quickly answer.
Chip?
In ASMR.
Why are we going ASMR?
Oh, Matthew, watch the next episode that you missed because we did a lot of ASMR. but that being said, guys.
What in the butt?
And on that note, guys, welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly. Holy no, we're not even gonna start. Matthew. Lynn did the same shit to me last week. You need to watch last episode or listen to it because
basically
Lynn tried to be you. Lynn tried to be you.
Yep.
He interrupted me
because
you weren't there,
Lynn,
and I said, "Are you trying to be Matthew?" And he
don't
said, "Yes."
Anybody else? When I think about you, I touch myself. Ooh.
Welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials, covering film, video games, TV. God damn it. I'm watching you guys mock me, and it's throwing me off. Okay, here we go. Take 2. Welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials, covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. I'm your host, Joe Tweeton, and as the rest of my co-hosts mock the shit out of me, I'm going to introduce each one of them very lovingly. Off to the side here, we've got the Lynn Dudgeon. Hi, Lynn.
Hello.
I love you deeply, too. And down below me, we have the redheaded ginger himself, Matthew Johnson.
How's it going, folks?
Hello, Matthew. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Now, off to the awkward right-handed corner down below next to Matthew is the pantomimed puppet known as Nick Thomas. Awkwardly shaped as his own hands. How's it going, Nick?
Good. What's up, man?
Oh, nice to see your real face. Yes, here we are. Episode 53. Guys,
it's the first time anyone's ever said that to me.
What? Said what particular... What?
Nice to see my actual real face.
Oh, dear God, sir. Surround yourself with friends more often. Now, that being said, guys, the one particular shout-out or wish that I would like to give to our viewers and listeners out there is, guys, I know we failed on uploading Part 2 of our year in review before New Year's Eve, so technically this is the second episode of 2019 by accident, but we still haven't wished everyone a Happy New Year's. So that being said, guys, everyone out there, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Guys, hey, so now that we just wished everyone a Happy New Year, guys, I am so excited for 2019 for our listeners and viewers and for us, because I think this is the year where we reinvigorate ourselves and this whole best friends nerdy passion project that we've thrown together over the last couple of years. Just because I see exciting, bright things for what we're gonna do as far as what we want to cover and what we want to kind of dip our toes in. We've been, guys, listeners out there, I'm just making an inspirational little moment here for just half a second. I didn't prep any of the guys before going into this little spiel. Part of it's probably half a fifth of Jack Daniels talking to me right now. But that being said, I have had 2 years worth of absolute fun, laughter, just a complete blast with my best friends on this journey that we've gone on regarding creating video content and just kind of throwing ourselves out there to the world. And we've gotten a lot of awesome various different types of feedback from different people, family, friends, complete strangers. We've made a handful of friends along the way. And guys, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to be specific because we've got a lot of great ideas going into the new year. But it's going to be the bottom line for you listeners and viewers out there is it's going to be more content. And
Nerdtastically so.
Yes, Nick, nerdtastically so. And with any luck, it's going to be higher quality content. Matthew, ever the pessimist with a shaking head, I will ignore that because I know it's sarcasm. As he nods his head in confirmation. Matthew, you do realize that we are not just on YouTube. Guys, youtube.com/c/Nerdentials. And on a quick side note, you're completely muted and I can't hear you. We're going to pause the recording for a minute and see what happens.
How about now?
Yeah,
Yep.
There you are.
Lynn's muted too.
Lynn probably knows that he's muted.
I'm muted because I'm eating a chip.
He's being respectful to all the
Thank you
listeners out there.
for muting the crunch.
My bad.
You're fine, dude. But all I'm saying, guys, is you got to be a little more descriptive in your head motions, Matthew. No one under. Anyway, guys, we do have a classic variety episode. We're going to unfold a little bit of everything. We're just going to have some chatter about what we're looking forward to in 2019 and some little things that came out at the tail end of 2018 that we haven't, been able to mention yet. So, guys, Happy New Year, happy 2019. Look forward to a lot more stuff from us.
And get yourself ready for the explosion of nerdtastic information.
Nerdtastic. We tried. Yep, we tried it.
It'll be a little less shake witty.
A little less shake weighty, like he's demonstrating right now in the video.
Whoa.
Guys, a quick little plug for those new to the channel. Guys, if you haven't joined... Yes, just like that, inappropriate in all its ways. Guys, if you have not joined the nerd crew over here at Nerdentials, we have a few places that you can jump in. First of being our 3 social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We check those throughout the week. So guys, post something, add a comment, like something. Matthew, you got to stop shaking that head. It's very discouraging to the head editor that runs all those social medias.
Yeah,
Secondly,
I check the social media too.
I know you do. I wasn't crapping on that. Anyway, also, guys, you can hit us, if you guys want to message us directly, hit us up on the emails, nerdentials@gmail.com. If you guys have a request, or you guys want to just send us a lovely letter of affirmation that you've enjoyed the content we've put out. You guys, Matthew, something? You got something?
Or they can join us on Discord And
I
talk
was working. I absolutely was working my way through that.
Sorry,
Guys,
my
And the
guys,
hate gets sent to Lynn.
guys, you can send all your comments directly to us day to day on our Discord. We have a Nerdentials Discord, and the links are everywhere. They're on our social media. They're on this video on YouTube. They're in the links down below our show notes on Apple Podcasts or Google Play. Wherever you guys listen to us, you'll see a link to our Discord. Guys, the
Not
final...
a good chatter.
A lot of good chatter, a lot of good nerd talk. If you guys need to talk nerdy or nerd out about stuff, hop on there. And guys, the number one place you can catch all our other stuff, we're talking reviews, opinion articles, other video content. If you don't want to go anywhere else, go to nerdentialsmedia.com. That's right. That's right. My chorus of angels are telling you to go to nerdentialsmedia.com. Guys, we don't have any particular news this particular week. We'll get more news things going into the next episodes. So for now, we're going to cover things we've gotten into. That being said, we're going to hop into our first topic, Movie Matters. Hey guys, it's Movie Matters this week, 2019, and we don't have any news highlights this week. A bunch of trailers dropped, but we're going to hold off till next week, and we'll do a deep dive on some of the most expected movies of 2019. So let's jump into this week in review. Let's do, this week in review. Alright guys, I'm going to go around the table and we're going to just kind of give some hot takes on movies we've watched since, let's say, before Christmas, like in the month of December leading up to now. So that being said, Matthew, I'm going to throw you on the spot. I want you to give us your first film you've watched since December.
Top one would probably be Smallfoot. Like the latest one.
Oh, snap. Okay. Give me your thoughts and spiels about Smallfoot.
I thought it was quite hilarious. Channing Tatum as the main Yeti was actually pretty funny. His dad is played by Danny DeVito.
Hell yeah.
And it's just
Common
it's a different take on the whole Yeti thing. Like, basically, it's Yetis thinking that they are by themselves in the world, in the mountain in the sky, held up by mammoths. Or that's what the elder says.
Let's throw this out there. Who out of all of us, who all has seen Smallfoot?
I mean, I've seen it.
Lynn's seen it, I've seen it, and Matt has seen it. Nick has not seen it. Nick, we'll give you the quick spiel. Basically, Matt gave you the whole spiel. A Yeti is convinced that the elusive creatures known as humans really do exist. That's kind of the storyline here. Now, originally, if I may interject, Matt, for half a second, like by adding like my perspective on this.
Oh, you're good.
So, like when I first started watching it, it was you're right. It was this closed off culture. All the Yetis live in their own ecosystem, and there's the one guy who's maintaining all the rules that their people follow, And anytime someone questions something outside of their existence, it's like, no. Is that what the stones say? And so there are all these hieroglyphic little stones that the one Yeti wears as a robe, and anything that contradicts what's on those stones is considered blasphemy, basically. Like, oh, that no ho ho, you're gonna die, you're gonna be banished from our city if you think this is false, right? And initially I thought to myself, I'm like, oh man, is this another kids film that's gonna get super political, or super activist, or super anti-religious or something? I was like, where is this movie going? And honestly, it took a really cool twist. It didn't, to me, it wasn't one of those typical, what is that, Happy Feet, where it's like, oh, pollution, humans polluting, animals dying. Like, it didn't have the same agenda message that some of these animated kids films do. At first it came off like is this going to be a political, cultural, thing? But then they made a really sweet twist in the whole plot that kind of led to just a heartwarming message to kids, to just kind of like, once humans, and small spoiler warning, I'm not gonna break any too much of the plot, but basically humans and the Yetis, spoiler warning, get to a point where they realize that they don't need to be afraid of each other, because that's kind of what this whole story is bred upon, is humans are scared shitless of Yetis, and the Yeti people pretend like humans don't exist because the elders that created the stones are trying to lead the people to believe that Smallfoot doesn't exist. The humans don't exist, because this whole time they've had a fear of humans hunting them down. So, like, the bottom line for this whole show is just like, it's just a matter of two different races coming together within peace after realizing they don't need to be afraid of each other because of falsified ancient reasons to be afraid. Humans hunted the Yetis down. The Yetis are feared because they're these massive creatures, so we hunt them down to keep ourselves safe. I'm really just kind of like rushing through the basic idea that's kind of like the whole, you know what I mean? The idea of what Smallfoot is. It's comical, it's funny, the characters are decently written. When I first saw the trailer, I thought, oh, this is kind of one of those stupid shoehorn DreamWorks animated films that's not going to get looked at twice. But it's not, I would say it's still not on the level of Pixar, but I'd say it's just a level below, and it was actually really decent from what I felt. What do you think?
It's, from what I remember of it, it's very, I guess, genuine in its innocence, and it keeps true to like that you don't really know what something is until you get to know it. You know what I mean? You can't judge.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Finishing my sentences, whatever, Nick or Matt.
Mother.
Whoa! Hey, we're talking about a kids movie, Matthew.
Sorry. Got a little salty. I'm just kidding.
However, on a quick side note, I thought out of all the animated kids films I've seen over the last couple years, this had some of the catchiest music I've heard in a while.
I would say Common's rap about the old times was actually pretty legit.
Well, and then if I may also interject with a quick
Ooh, the Gundam style. Oh, wait.
is the character name Michi? Was that like kind of the princess?
Yes.
Yeah, that character was voiced by Zendaya,
Mm-hmm.
who is a freaking Disney Channel star, who's also been in Spider-Man: Homecoming as the Peter Parker love interest next to Tom Holland. Zendaya. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And The Greatest Showman next to Zac Efron.
Yep. And I think she's probably been even in High School Musical. Don't quote me on that, but the point is the girl has some pipes, and she led a couple of the catchiest tunes in there in that movie. That was pretty good. That being said, guys, so we're not going off a rating system still. How much do you recommend Smallfoot?
What I would say is, if you have kids, this is like a gotta see it kind of a thing, because like what it touches on in the movie are some pretty, it's deep conversation, but at the same time it's low key to where it's not like it's like overbearing to where little kids wouldn't understand it, kind of a thing.
They presented it in a way that's accessible to kids.
Yes. Yes, Lynn.
I will put it this way: if you want a distraction, it is definitely good at doing that for your kids.
That too.
It keeps their attention. There's enough slapstick within the movie that it just holds on to that attention. And then there's also the intrigue of what is going to happen next that further grabs that attention.
Nice. Now that we have psychologically analyzed how to best trap our children for 2 hours of the day.
There you go. I have also seen within the last within yesterday, I watched Ralph Rex the Internet.
Yeah.
Finally.
Hey, you're not the... Yeah, I don't know. Matt's probably seen it, but I haven't.
I haven't either.
Okay, so let's jump over to that one. We've talked about Smallfoot. Guys, give us your quick rundown of how you feel about Ralph Rex the Internet. Or Breaks the Internet, sorry.
Matt, go off what you remember.
I can't hear you, Matthew. You are dead silent.
Yeah, it said we got muted. I had to unmute myself.
What the hell, Skype? What the hell?
Why did it mute me? What the fuck?
I can hear you now. Just go on.
Up at the
Holy
top,
fuck.
I had a banner that said you were muted by someone else.
Yeah,
I'm not. My hands are off the keyboard. I don't know what's going on.
Nick, you son of a
AI.
Dang it, Nick.
Nick, come
I
on,
thought
bro.
I could mute it on my side because I haven't seen it yet and I don't want it spoiled for me. Sorry.
I will
Take your headset off. If you don't want it spoiled, take the headset off. All right, guys.
I wasn't going to give spoilers. I'm not like you guys.
either.
I'm not like you guys. I'm sorry.
Nick,
No spoilers.
they said they're going to give you a spoiler-free review.
I'm not going to wreck Star Wars for you.
Okay, Lynn.
But to be fair, right now I'm telling you I haven't seen it. You didn't tell us before.
You didn't give me the opportunity.
I know. Well, really wasn't me.
No, it was me and Matt, so stop. Just stop.
Go.
To be honest, it was me, and I was goofing off, and I had no clue that he had not seen it, and everything I said was a complete lie. Anyways.
Ralph
Rex the Internet. Go.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. So, my take on this, I enjoyed it, but I think the first one was about 2 times better than the second one, to be honest. Like,
that is the curse of the sequel.
Yeah, it kind of hits that, but at the same time, it doesn't. Like, it's a completely different scenario. It's like you don't even have to see the first one to see this one, kind of a thing. I think the only like part that like I really really enjoyed was the fact that a virus was created that made everything into like Ralph's. And that's like towards the end of the
Spoilers.
Oh, well, I mean, that's. I guess, yeah.
What? Spoilers. Spoilers.
Sorry.
Way to go. Spoilers. Damn it, Matt.
So, how was... I gotta know, how was Gal Gadot? Sorry, that was just my personal,
Did you hear that? That was a brain fart.
Well, she played Shank. I know nothing about the plot, but she was obviously the Wonder Woman wannabe. Anyway,
That's why she's sounding familiar. I couldn't even figure that part out.
No. No.
I didn't know that.
No what?
No. Once you finally watch that movie and you learn who Shank is, just know she is not Wonder Woman.
No.
That's not what I meant. Anyway,
But
I just meant...
No.
Go on, Lynn.
So...
Okay, so here's my take on it. Ready? Okay. Like Matt said, you do not need to watch this one or watch the first one to have any correlation between the two.
I thought you meant you don't need to watch either of them at all.
No. So you can watch the first one and then go to this one and be like, okay, cool, it's another Ralph movie. Or you could go to this one and be like, sweet, Ralph wrecks the internet. Sweet. And then go back to the first one and watch it. This one,
Gotcha.
I will say it has its slow moments. It has its fast moments. And it also has its very attention-grabbing Disney moment that you're like, oh yeah, this is Disney. Yeah. Yeah.
The family moment.
Here's what. Yeah.
It's the feel goods.
But it also has its adult humor that Disney likes to hide within its movies.
Oh yeah.
And
They're usually good at that.
And it is all over. You just have to pay attention.
Yeah, there's a song that's in there that I was listening to the lyrics. I was just like, this isn't a Disney movie? What the heck?
And
slide down my rainbow into my... Never mind.
Woo! All right.
This, what I'm about to bring up, is not spoilers because it is in every trailer that they've put all over everywhere. But when Vanellope meets the princesses, that is a scene to pay attention to. Like, it's in all the trailers, so you know she meets the princesses. But it is very worth it, and it is funny. And it will grab your kids and hold on to them for the rest of the movie.
I look forward to this, Lynn.
But I could have swore that there was many Ralphs in one of the trailers too.
There was when he met the blue lady with the glasses. I'm not spoiling things.
Blue lady.
She's in the trailer.
Yeah, she's in the trailer.
She wears glasses. I'm not spoiling things like Matt is.
And
I can take off the headphones if I need to.
I give it.
No. You're
that
fine,
was.
dude.
Oh, I'm good at. I am good at not spoiling things.
I fail miserably.
Hey, are you guys ready to? What's your overall rating on this? How recommended is Ralph Wrecks the Internet?
I like it. 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Whoa! I thought we were doing a 4 scale. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say a 2.
Okay.
2.
We're rolling off.
You gotta try it.
We're rolling on this. Let's roll with this for the movie reviews for now. Guys, our website's a 1 out of 10 scale, but for the sake of this podcast, let's go hate it, try it, like it, or love it, which I would say means you cannot live without it. Okay? Just for the sake of this episode, and we'll see how things roll. So, Matthew, on that 4-point scale,
I like it.
Hate it, try it, like it, love
Like
it.
it.
Okay, so that's a strong recommendation from you. And Lynn says, try it.
I say try it, but there are a few
Moments
like it moments.
Like it moments. Okay.
I won't say love it. I will say like it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Can I be in between? Try it and like it.
No, there's no fence.
I mean,
There's no
this
fence.
is all conversation, so I mean, you could be... Guys, how does this look? How does the lighting on my face look?
Instant Woody.
Oh, snap. Toy Story quality, okay.
Fantastic.
Good job.
All right, hey. It looks like Nick has a couple things he'd like to mention in our movie reviews this week. Nicholas, I'm going to throw the torch over to you for a few.
Oh, I've seen a few.
I know.
I had a lot of time off because it was the week of Christmas and they gave us time off, so I watched movies with the kids and watched movies for me. Should I say Bird Box for...
You and me can talk about that shortly.
Okay.
Give us your other quick rundowns.
Have any of you seen Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle? Netflix original movie?
No, I heard good things.
Directed by Andy Serkis. It's not getting good reviews, but I actually liked it. It was a dark version of it. It was like bloody and aggressive, and I liked it. It had a lot of big names in it, which was kind of cool. A lot of star power. And they got some good voices on it, and I think they did a good job. I think people are just giving it negative reviews because they're so used to the happy-go-lucky Jungle Book.
And you know what sucks, Nick? Is he was working on this at the same time or right before Disney was working on their remake.
Yeah.
And when he found out they were trying to launch it at the same time, he struck a deal with Netflix. So... the least of which to say that it's not lesser quality by any means. It's just kind of the hand he was dealt. He's an incredible actor, and he has also an impeccable eye for dark takes on things. So it's very unfortunate Andy Serkis did not get to get his film into cinemas. So what's your overall thoughts on his take, Nick?
I liked it. If you've ever read the original Rudyard Kipling book of the Jungle Book, it is dark. It's meant to be. It's not a kid's story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story of terror, survival. It's crazy dark in the book, and it's about time someone did it. So I give praise to Andy Serkis here for making this movie. But like I said, good names. Christian Bale was Bagheera. Kate Blanchett was Ka.
Some star power on this.
Shere Khan was Benedict Cumberbatch. Right?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
So prestigious.
So I liked it. I would... You know what? What was the fourth one? The big one?
Love it.
Love it. Like, can't live without
Love it.
Can't live without
Let's
it.
go love it, yeah.
You loved it?
Yeah.
Damn. Highest of remarks from Nicholas.
So my question to you, Nicholas, would watching it with younger viewers be acceptable?
Well, you know what I watch with my kids, so
What's the
We're
rating
talking
on
about casual audience. Like, what's the rating on this? Is this a PG-13 or does it go outside of that?
I actually don't know the exact rating on it. Give me a second.
Because, for instance, most Marvel films, as action violent as they are, a lot of them are PG-13, and a lot of kids still go to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But if the themes are a little dark,
it's PG-13. I wouldn't. Randall actually watched it. It's not. It's dark. There's some like jump scare moments because like the animals going in. But other than that, it's Mowgli. It's Jungle Book. It's just a darker take on it. It is PG-13, so they don't go crazy with it, but they do make it a lot darker. But younger audiences can enjoy it too.
Give this a shot.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What else you got on your list there, Nick?
I watched Daddy's Home 2 with the kids.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on. What is this one? What is
Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home, the original one, was had Will Ferrell and Marky Mark.
Mark
This one
Wahlberg
looks like it has Will Ferrell reprising his role.
Yeah? It has them come back, and this is a direct sequel. This is the next Christmas. Their relationship as friends has grown. They're closer, but now the dads of them come.
Their
down.
dads.
So
it's a sad day when we can place these two beautiful and somewhat beautiful individuals such as Mel Gibson and John Lithgow into the age range appropriate enough to be fathers to Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, and it was hilarious, and I love the chemistry between the different parents. Like
very funny.
Mel Gibson as Mark Wahlberg's father was hilarious, and just I think he reprised his role of his character originally from What Women Want. He was kind of like that jackass version of the guy, and it fit.
He was definitely the womanizer and definitely the alpha male.
Yeah. And then John Lithgow kissing everybody.
I love Lithgow.
Perfect. It was awesome.
I'm gonna be so sad when he leaves this earth.
So what would you say is your take on John Cena in that movie? Because I thought he was hilarious.
John Cena is actually kind of doing what The Rock did, where he's slowly adding himself to the movies, getting better after every single one.
Yeah.
And this one, the role he was playing fit it. The last scene in the mall,
yeah.
I loved. And you kind to pick someone more badass than Mark Wahlberg, you kind of have to go that route and say John Cena to make him feel emasculated,
inferior. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was it was a good choice. I liked it. This one I would give it another. I love it.
I would agree.
I watched this thing 3 times this month alone.
Yes.
Damn.
So.
Damn.
Because there's little things you miss throughout because you're laughing so hard, you miss the next joke.
Yeah. Like with Will Ferrell's stepson. Trying to sorry.
Yeah.
Just remember
the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree.
That was freaking hilarious.
Watch it, guys. Watch it.
2 thumbs up.
I actually had one that Matt shared with me.
Hardcore.
The Meg.
I do recall Matt mentioning it in the past, but you guys haven't talked about it yet, so go ahead and give us your guys' well, real quick, let me just read the synopsis and then you guys can explain what unfolded. So, according to the interwebs, The Meg, starring Jason Statham, after escaping an attack on what he claims was a 70-foot shark, Jonas Taylor must confront his fears to save those trapped in a sunken submersible. It's also co-starring Bing Lee, Rainn Wilson from The Office, the American edition, and Cliff
That was
Curtis,
so satisfying.
among others. So, guys, go ahead. And this is also directed by John Turteltaub, who is known for National Treasure 1 and 2 as a producer, and he's done a handful of other movies as a producer. What's your guys' overall take on this, then?
I like me a good creature feature. I like a Jason Statham movie. I have not watched a Jason Statham movie I didn't enjoy, no matter how bad it was.
Oh, snap.
I would agree with that.
Jason Statham is like our day and age's Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He gets into any action movie he could find, and even if the movie's crap, it's entertaining to watch him. But this movie was not crap. I enjoyed this movie.
I did as well. Especially, like, if you go into this thinking that it's like trying to replace Jaws,
Oh, not at all.
no, it's not.
All right, so what's the level of B movie versus
Oh, it's not a B movie.
taking itself? No, hold on. What's your take on the level of between B movie on this spectrum versus taking itself super seriously? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, what other films would you compare it to as far as level of seriousness that this film
Deep Blue Sea.
takes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Another shark
That-
movie.
that would-
Thought that'd be
that
the
would
best way to
be-
do it.
Right.
They tried to make it believable, which was nice, and I like that they went that way. They actually took some realistic stuff from Shark's Anatomy and actually put that into how the Meg reacted. There was a few things you weren't expecting, and then a few things you were like, yes, it's about time. I'm glad they finally. Matt knows what I'm talking about.
Hold up. I'm just curious, and like I'm just gonna throw out a couple questions, just to kind of fish some ideas without spoiling anything for me. Like,
Lots of teeth.
I see what you did there.
Shark blood.
Chumming
in the water.
Fish for things, yes. No. So like, what's the comparative suspensefulness in like how much interaction does Jason Statham literally have versus figuratively, like just like the suspenseful avoidance of said creature? Like how
They kept it pretty balanced.
What's the mix?
Yeah, like
So it's like half and half of like, wow, he's dealing with it versus while we're
I thought
avoiding
the
it.
movie was
you know what I
very,
mean?
very balanced. Jason Statham kind of plays the badass. That's Jason Statham's role in every movie.
That's his MO.
And they kept a very comfortable balance between action, suspense, thriller, and comedy. And if you weren't going, whoa, crap, you were laughing.
mhm.
Or like, shit,
I like
it's getting
that.
deep.
And like I said, like it's kind of like Jaws in that aspect of like there's moments where it's just like, holy crap, was not expecting that, to like it was just
And there's
Laughing it
quite
off,
literally
uh-huh.
moments you're in the middle of laughing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit.
yeah.
Nice. So I don't know if we got you guys' like rating on this, but what's your 1 through 4 on this? Hate it or love it, try it or like it. What do we got?
I'm gonna go like it.
I'll go with like it.
Nice. A solid recommendation from you guys.
Solid recommendation. It's not the best movie, but it was a good movie and was worth a watch.
Hmm.
Right. So not a waste of time if you're looking for a good time.
No, me and my wife saw it in theaters.
Nice.
I did not.
Nice.
Saw it on Blu-ray.
The hit movie phenomenon.
Okay, well, or the fabricated. We've yet to know because Netflix doesn't divulge official numbers. And there's a few, there's some tangential news things about this that lead me to believe or question how viral this thing has become. So, guys, the movie we're talking about right now, me and Nick have both watched this. Completely spoiler-free. We're just going to kind of give you the basics. We've got the Netflix original film starring Sandra Bullock, John Malkovich, Sarah Paulson. Seriously, guys, some huge in our circle, some huge actor names in here. John Malkovich, Sarah Paulson, and Sandra Bullock being interjection. Okay.
Well, from what you said earlier, as of December 28th, Netflix actually announced, because they broke a record, more than 45 million accounts watched this original horror movie. And it was a record-breaking debut for any of the streaming services ever.
I just heard a bell go off. That was almost perfect for that whole statement you just made.
Yeah, what the heck was that?
Whose was that?
That was my phone. Sorry.
That was perfectly timed. Okay. A mild counterpoint I wanted to make to that, Nick, but we'll move through the motions real quick. I'll give the synopsis here. Directed by Susan Bier, and guys, the premise for the story is 5 years after an ominous unseen presence drives most of society to suicide, a mother and her 2 children make a desperate bid to reach safety. Now, what was that thing that you just said? Okay. I'll come back to your whole counterpoint about it being viral and how much Netflix is claiming people are watching it. Matthew, you want to make a quick point? Go ahead.
We're not going to do the Bird Box challenge, are we?
No.
Nope. We'll cover all social media viralness and speculation at the end of this review.
Sorry.
Let's dive into the film itself for half a minute. Guys, me and Nick will just give you our general thoughts and feelings and rating on the film right up front. So, the overall feeling, and Nick, you can agree or disagree with me here. I'd say it's kind of got a mix of 2 different relatively big hitting films over the last few years. One of being, it's got a little bit of The Happening with the whole concept of an ominous force causing people to commit suicide. And not the quality of the film. We're not talking about how good or bad M. Night Shyamalan's flick was. We're just talking about concepts. So it's got a mix of The Happening there. And I would say some tangential mixes of the concepts that Krasinski put into his film A Quiet Place. Now, by A Quiet Place, the whole concept that we just read about, basically, there is a force that's come to Earth that's affecting people, and the idea is when they look at it, whatever this thing is, when they look at it, it causes them to basically want to kill themselves. And it's delivered in a very different way. It's not done like The Happening. It's not like a convulsive, what's the most creative way I can kill myself? Now, I will preface this whole description by saying that anyone listening that's sensitive to the concept or idea of suicide, I would say you may want to cautiously go into this film because there are scenes that may upset you. However, it's delivered way differently than kind of some of the more ridiculous things that we saw in The Happening. And so I'm not going to go into descriptions of the different types of ways people took themselves out. I'm just saying that Bird Box, I think, delivered a few of these circumstances more poetically compared to the more shock factor that M. Night Shyamalan was going for in The Happening. That being said, suicide actually was not the focus of Bird Box. Not even close. Now, I don't want to draw, direct comparisons, and I'm not diminishing the film by saying this, but there was a thematical sense of where A Quiet Place took a specific focal point that intensified the suspension, the thriller aspect of the film by being like, okay, here's some things coming after us, and the only way we can stay safe is by being 100% quiet. Now, the parallel I'm drawing from that is that in this circumstance, when I said how I was talking about how whatever these people are seeing, whatever this entity or group of entities are, whenever they see it, it causes them to go into a state of self-destruction. And here we see at the very beginning and on the cover of the film, we see Sandra Bullock with a freaking blindfold on her face. So that immediately leaves you to draw parallels to A Quiet Place for similar reasons. Okay, there's this thing or things coming after us, and it seems that everyone that looks at it ends up dead. So how are we going to survive? Okay, let's put blindfolds on and try to move around, basically operate around the world and survive by not looking at whatever it is everyone's looking at. So that's the spectrum that this film seems to cover. My next direction was just going to kind of be, I guess, my overall, feel. We can dive a little bit further, but again, we're going to try to stay vague in this. Me and Nick, since not everyone has seen it, it's only been a week out, barely, that this film has come out. I would say this film is not something I typically seek out. Like, I watch horror films, with my wife. We both kind of enjoy suspense horror periodically, not as like a regular thing we go for. And so I would say this film, for a couple specific reasons, kept me on edge most of the movie. The number one reason being the survival aspect and the fact that I'm going to preface my comment here regarding children and saying, guys, I'll let you know ahead of time, I'm sensitive. Most of us are, because we're all dads here. Most of us are sensitive when it comes to, what we're okay with regarding children in thrillers and horror films. I can let you know right now, sorry if this is a spoiler to you, but nothing in particularly horrific, nothing specifically horrific happens to the kids. It keeps you on the edge of your seat and at sometimes is upsetting. But I just want to preface that by saying, don't worry, I'm not leading you guys into saying that you should watch this and, oh my God, something horrible happened to the kids. It kind of spoils a little bit, but it's kind of a warning thing as well. Like, those that are really sensitive to kids in movies, my wife is specifically very upset when things happen to kids in films. So I would say that nothing horrific happens, but that doesn't diminish how suspenseful and on edge you are the whole time because of kids. I'm going to shut up for a minute and let Nick give a couple of his feelings on the film, and then we'll give our rating. Go ahead, Nick.
Where you said the movie was very similar to The Happening, I would agree. But another movie it reminded me of was the Thomas Jane The Mist. Had aspects to the feel like that one.
Are you talking about? Oh wait, was that? Did they do a full movie or was he?
They did a full movie.
Yeah, it's a full movie.
It was
wait,
some
wait,
of the
wait,
suspense
wait.
behind
With
it.
Tom Welling?
No, with Thomas Jane, the Punisher.
Oh, this is like the original The Mist?
It was good.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, okay.
You're thinking about a different movie. You're
well,
thinking The
there's
Fog
the film with Tom
Welling.
Sorry. Yeah, there's The Fog with Tom Welling, and then there is The Mist TV series, which we've reviewed in the past.
Yes, but there was a movie before that.
Okay.
With Thomas Jane in it.
Yeah, that was
and some of the psychological stuff in that reminds me of this movie. The choice, in The Mist, there was some fanatical people. Is the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I get some of those feels for it. This movie, you're right. I don't think it was about suicide. It was about impossible decisions.
It had the we can't dismiss. It did have the self-destructive nature embedded in it, but it wasn't the focus of the movie.
Yeah. But no, it was very good. By far, and it was kind of weird for me to feel this way. One of the best roles I've seen both John Malkovich and Sandra Bullock in.
Damn.
You really felt their portrayal of their character in this movie.
Right. I've seen Malkovich in some bigger, more serious roles, but I'm not going to dock you on the fact that, like, the character he was given, he portrayed it disgustingly, perfectly.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say that, being a fan of Mice and Men, knowing Malkovich's role in that.
Right, because he in his best self is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and he made you hate. I don't want to. Yeah, spoil. What
was it as good as Cyrus?
Yeah,
Cyrus
I liked the.
Quick side note, because I'm not familiar. What was Cyrus?
What was it? Leaving Lesson? No, wait. What is that movie?
We can cut back to the review. I was just curious what Cyrus was.
John Malkovich plays a bad guy in a
Cyrus the Virus
movie.
Oh, okay.
Cyrus the Virus Grissom in Con Air.
Con Air, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad, but he wasn't technically a bad guy. I'm sorry. I wouldn't consider there are any technical bad guys in this other than. Yeah, but
in Bird Box.
Well, I get that, but I'm saying, like, as far as like seriousness that comes out of him.
Yeah. You'll have to watch it.
Because, like, there's being John Malkovich, where he's like a total jokester, kind of a thing.
I've seen him in a lot of good roles.
Yeah.
I was just trying to like think of like a movie that he was in that would be like this character
comparable. I haven't seen enough of his films to give you a specific example.
Is he sarcastic like?
Okay. Well, to give you because he plays the character that he's written as perfectly, I would say, and I think Nick agrees with me. He's a guy that's been divorced 3 times, and he's an alcoholic.
Okay.
And he plays that to a T in this film. So, yeah, there's sarcasm, there's reality, there's his reality based on what he's gone through with three previous marriages.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the exact character he plays as. And, like, there's good intentions behind his character still. He's just bitter towards the world because...
Yeah, okay.
And so for that, I think Nick agrees with me in that description, that I think he portrayed that really well. Sandra Bullock, I would say... I mean, to be honest, like, yeah, I mean, I've seen both these actors, Sandra Bullock and Malkovich, in much deeper, bigger roles than this, but for what they were given, I still think they did great in them. I don't think there's a dud in any of their performances. Like I said, they've been in bigger films than this, but the film, as it is, was enjoyable. It is fantastic and different. It hits a lot of beats that are familiar in other films. Nick, do you want to give like a rating on this? Are we at the rating point? Do you want to say any more about it? Because we're trying not to spoil anything. So
I'd give it a love it.
You give it a love it? I'm going to give, we don't have like different levels, but I'd say I'd give it a love it myself, dude. Like it's a full blown, you need to watch it at least once.
But I gotta kind of say, if you're going to watch it, give yourself time to pay attention. It's one of those movies you want to pay attention to.
It's 2 full hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say this, it doesn't feel like 2 full hours, but if you're being distracted, it will drag on. So try to find time late at night when you can watch it, is basically what I'm saying. Me and Amy watched it over 2 different nights, unfortunately, because we were distracted the first night. But again, we watched it all the way through still, and it's got a really good payoff in the end. I know from what I've heard online that there are mild differences from the book, which actually it's based on a book that came out in 2014. There's some mild differences, and there's a bunch of theories and stuff behind it, but it also, and like again, being pretty vague on it, this is one of the better thrillers that has an entity or creature that they did such a good job at not showing. And I just have to make that point. It doesn't kill the vibe or the story. You just have to know that it is the absence of seeing what this is that makes this movie so good. Because all too often, big budget horror films or thrillers try to show you a glimpse of what is freaking everyone out, and often the result of showing that off diminishes how incredible everyone's, the characters that we're trying to follow and trying to care about, seeing what they're dealing with most of the time doesn't pay off. It's not as like intense as you thought it was based on how they were acting up to this point. So all I'm saying is I give props to Netflix and the production company that made this, because they kept the fear very absent to the audience. So you're really neck and neck going through this with the actors. You're like, we don't see what they see, but holy crap, we are in fear for their lives.
Boy. And
Matthew, if you like it enough that you want to dive in a little deeper, there's definitely enough room for us to dive in on this movie more than we have. Anyway,
I will give it a shot.
You should, because this is 2 levels above a try it. We didn't just say try it; we said we loved it. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. Making it real. That being said, guys, I think for now that's going to have to wrap up episode 53. We ended up talking at length about films for the last quarter of 2018 that we've seen. Guys, join us next week as we look into 2019 for TV and video games, and we might even look at some of the movies coming. There's a huge one. I think we all know it. It's called Star Wars. And that's coming at the end of 2019, so we can, look forward to a handful of things that are going to be really big for 2019, not the least of which is our show and channel, Nerdentials. We got some... I'm reiterating on the intro of the episode when I said we have big things planned, yada yada. I know. I'm hyping people, Matthew.
He's that man.
Well, trying to. We are in the wee late hours of the night in this recording. So, guys,
it's early.
It is for some, absolutely. 3 hours away from my kids waking up.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Wait.
You guys do the math if you're curious. Guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Guys, leave a comment on all the different locations we've plugged. If you're watching on YouTube, put a comment down below. Have you seen any of these films? Are you looking forward to anything in particular in 2019? Guys, hit us up. As always, you can follow all of our stuff at nerdentialsmedia.com. Oh man, I've got a chorus of angels singing out the .com now. It's amazing, guys. They're on top of it this week.
Oh, I'm on
that
top
being
of
said,
it.
on top of something.
Wait.
That being said, guys, that's going to be it for now. For me, Matthew, Nick, and Lynn, this has been your Nerdy Essentials. As always, nerds, we'll see you on the other side.
It's always a train wreck.
It'll never be any different,
It
Nicholas.
sounded better this time than it did last time.
I'm glad it did on your end. It did sound like a train wreck on my side. We'll see how it ends up in the editing room floor.
We need to get the karaoke bouncing ball.
That's still not going to work because there's going to be a delay for each of us.
We'll see the bouncy ball be like on the other side.